Hello, friends. Welcome to our YouTube channel AgriWings to fly with your dreams. Myself Sahna SV. And in this video, I am going to discuss about the important plant pathological terms. And firstly, pathology. That is a branch of an science which deals with the study of an pathogens which are causing the diseases with respect to the plants or is known as a plant pathology. And firstly, plant diseases, a physiological disorder or a structural abnormalities, where abnormalities means a unhealthy which is not in a perfect stage, that is harmful to the plant, which is affect the plant growth and development or only its part. And the diseases may also infect the only its part or maybe the whole plant. When we consider only its parts means, and it may infect a leaf or a root. And when any diseases infects the leaf means, and obviously it will directly influence the or reduces the photosynthetic capacity of that plant. When it is affected to the root means, and it will definitely reduces the capability of an absorptions of an water and the nutrients. And such type of an situations where the situations which will affect the whole plant or maybe a part or a product, and that reduces the economical value. When the product means example and in pulses, and when we consider the pulses in the pod is an economic value. When these diseases affects the pod means, that will reduces the economical value, where the humans are unable to accept that as a healthy food. Such conditions is known as plant diseases. And next, a disorder means a non-infectious plant diseases. Non-infectious means that is not transmitted by a, that is a non-infections. Non-infections means that is not transmitted from a one plant to the another plant. This is caused due to the abiotic causes such as an adverse soil and the environmental conditions which are not affected by a biotypes, like the biotic agents like insects or any pathogens. And such kinds of an diseases or non-infectious diseases is called as an disorders, which are caused by the abiotic causes, adverse soil and the environmental conditions like the high temperature, low temperature, or the frost, etc. Next term is a disease incident, and the number of the plants affected by a disease within a populations, and that is a total number of plants, and the total number of plants in within a populations is known as a disease incidence. Example, soil-borne diseases and the nematodes affected plants. And when we consider the soil-borne diseases like a fusarium wilt, and in the populations and how many plants are infected by an fusarium wilt, such kind of an study is called as a disease incidence. Then the disease severity. Severity means which is more than the optimum. That is when we consider some populations which is beyond the threshold level, that is called as in severity. That is in disease severity means the measure of a damage and done by the disease, and that is in total amount of the disease present in a populations is called as a disease severity. Example, leaf, stem and the seed diseases, these are all comes under a plant disease severity. Then next terms is an IFA. When we consider in a fungus, uh, we will find mainly importantly three types of terms like the hypha, mycelia, and then a thallus. Where the thallus means the body of any fungus is known as a thallus. And here, firstly, and the hyphae. Hyphae is a single tubular thread-like filament, means it is a single and which is looks like a thread like, which is a filament of a fungal mycelium. When we consider this is a fungal mycelium, here the part that is a single thread like a filament is considered as an hyphae. And the hyphae is a basic structural unit of a fungus, and to form any mycelium, and basically and the hyphae is needed for the formations of a whole mycelium. Then when we consider next term is an mycelium, and the plural is in mycelia, and the mass of an hyphae. Mass of an hyphae means a group of an hyphae will leads to the formations of an mycelium. The mass of an hyphae that forms the body, that is in thallus of an fungus, is known as an mycelium. Next term is in spores, and the spores is specialized reproductive body of an fungus or any other organisms, and the containing one or the more cells. One or the more cells means it may be a unicellular or a multicellular, and they capable of developing into an adult. And the spores is in any structure, means spores is an any structure that is a reproductive body in a fungus that having a more cells or a single cells having a capacity to multiply and develop into an adult, which having a capacity to causes a disease in a plant. Such type of specialized reproductive body in fungus, especially in a fungus, are called as in spores. Then next we consider the mainly three terms like the biotropes, terms like the biotropes, nectotropes, and the saprotrope. In the biotrope, an organism that can live, that is, an organisms or any pathogens that can live and reproduce only on another living organisms, and any organisms which require a living organisms, living host, and is called as an biotropes. And a biotrope is completely dependent on the host organisms for the absorptions of a nutrient or any other source of an nutrients, and such kind of an organisms are called as an biotopes. And the biotopes are the organisms that can live and reproduce, that is it may multiplied and reproduce only on a living bodies, and are called which require a nutrients after the attachment to the living host cells are called as in biotopes. For example, that is an obligate parasites. And when obligate parasites, like we can say the viruses, for the multiplications of an viruses it need a living host, and then it will multiply and reproduce and causes a diseases. Next term is a necrotrope, an organisms or any parasite that causes the death of an host tissue, which will causes the death of an host tissue as it grows through them. After its growth, after a organisms entered into the host plant, it will grows, and then it will kill the host plant. Then it will kill the host plant for the for obtaining the energy, and from a dead cells after the killing the host plant it will absorb the nutrients or any other minerals from the dead cells are called as a necrotropes. Necrotropes means first a live host is needed, then after the killing of a live host it will obtain its energy and the nutrients from the dead cells are called as necrotropes. Next term is in saprophyte, an organisms that obtain a nutritions and from the non-living organic matter, means already dead organic matters, usually dead and the decaying plants and the animal matters which is already killed by some other organisms or by its own. And such kind of an organisms that observing the soluble organic compounds from that non-living organic matters are called as an saprophytes. These are the three terms like the biotropes, necrotropes, and the saprophytes. And the biotropes means which obtain the nutrients from the living organisms. Necrotropes means after killing the living host, and it will obtain the energy from the dead cells. Saprophytes means which will attack to the dead cell itself. Next term is in pathogenicity. Pathogenicity and the pathogenesis. Genesis means a synthesis or a infection development, whereas in pathogenicity means a capacity of an pathogens to causes a disease. Capacity means the ability of an any pathogens to infect a plant, and finally it will leads to the development of an diseases. Such term is called as a pathogenicity, whereas a pathogenesis means a sequence or a chain of an event that leads to the development of a disease. When a disease is to occur on a plant, means it has to be passes a certain stages and the such chain of an events, and from the initial contact of the of that pathogen into the plant, and the completions of its syndromes. Syndromes means something that expressed on a plant after the disease incidence. So under that sequence of an events occur from the initial contact of an pathogens and to the host and its odds to the completions of an syndromes is called as an pathogenicity. Next is in pathogenicity. And here, in when a pathogen infect any diseases, it will produce a certain syndromes. Syndromes means something that is an that will produced on a plant body, that is called as an syndromes. And we can see the three terms which is quite similar like a which are quite similar like a sign, symptoms and the syndromes, where the sign means the pathogen or its part or a product seen on a host plant. The pathogens and the whole pathogens may be seen on a plant or its part, or part means some spores or the some any other structures which are related to the pathogens, or the products means some pathogens will produce a certain toxic natures and which will affect the plant growth and development. Such kind of products can be seen on an host plant or called as a signs. Sign example, rust, and in a wheat rust or a sorghum rust we can see these incrustations, and that's a pathogen incrustations that are called as in signs. And when symptoms, the next term is in symptoms, the external or the internal reaction or the alternation of the plant as a result of the diseases. After the disease incidents, the plant will show some alternations, that is some difference in their growth and development. Example, when we see on normal leaves, it will be clear leaves with veins and the veinlets. But when it is affected by any diseases means, we can see these type of leaves like a crinkled, and some or the necrotropes, like the some black spores and the black dots, and some white powdery masses, example like that. And that's the external, the internal reactions. Due to the cause of any disease, it will exhibit some the reactions, and that is called as symptoms. When it will exhibit a single symptoms means, when the leaves will exhibit only the curliness or only the black spots are called as in symptoms. Whereas in syndromes, and syndromes is different from the symptoms. And whereas the syndrome is set of an varying symptoms means which is differ from symptoms, and which will include two or more symptoms, like when a leaf will exhibit and both these brown spots, and also a wholeness, and also the crinkle of the whole leaves, and which will include the two or more symptoms. And the varying symptoms characterizing a disease or collectively called as in symptoms, or the series of an symptoms of a disease is collectively known as in symptoms. One a symptom, that is a series of an symptoms and can be seen in a plant means, it is called as an it's called as an syndromes. And hope you understood the symptoms and the syndromes differences. Next term is an virulence. Virulence means the degree of the pathogenicity of the pathogens. Pathogenicity means, I already said, the ability of an pathogens to causes a disease. Then the degree of an pathogenicity of an given pathogens is called as an virulence. When the pathogen is in a virulent, when it is considered as an virulence means, it's having a capacity to causes a diseases. And next term is an virulent, that is an, I already said, like the capable of an causing a severe diseases, that is an strongly pathogenic in nature, which is having a capacity to cause a diseases in a plant. Such kind of an organisms are called as an virulent organisms. Like the when a pathogen is in virulent nature, it will causes a disease. When it is an next term is an avirulent. Avirulent means non-virulent, and the non-pathogens or the lacking the virulence and the lacking the capacity to causes of diseases are called as an avirulent. And we need a virulent pathogens for our plants, which will having a inability or a lacking the virulence capacity. And next term is an infections, the establishment of an parasite within the host plant. When any spores, when we consider this is in plant, when any spores that comes and land on the leaf or any other plant part, it will infect and establish its symptoms and causes the disease in a whole plant. It is called as that kind of an term is called as an infections. The establishment or the development of the pathogens of the or the parasite or the pathogens within the host plant and the spores or any other pathogens will establish, that is a development of that pathogens, and will be seen, and which will finally leads to the disease attack. Such is called as an infections. Infections may be in two terms we can see, that's an latent infections, and the where the host is infected with the pathogens but does not show any symptoms. When a pathogen is infected when an host is infected by an pathogens but it will not show any symptoms like a leaf curl, or it may be a black spots, or that related to the such disease attachment. And when such diseases which will not shows any symptoms are called as an latent infections of that pathogens, and it is an inability of an pathogens or the inability of an host to show the symptoms. Then the infectious diseases. Infectious diseases means I already said, and a diseases that is caused by the pathogens which can be spread or the transfer from the deceased to the healthy plant. When an healthy plant is affected, when an healthy plant is affected from an already affected diseased plant, and is called as an infectious plants. When one when a disease is transferred from a one plant to the another plant means such kind of a disease is called as an infectious disease, a diseases that is caused by the pathogens. And obviously all diseases are caused by the pathogens which can spread. It may be spread through the mechanical transmissions, or maybe the insect transmission or the water, and some pathogens will transfer through the air, and some through the implements, and some through the water, or transferred from the deceased means a already deceased plant, and that will affect to the healthiest plant is called as an infectious diseases. Non-infectious disease, a diseases that is caused by the abiotic agents, and that is by the environmental factors and not by the pathogens. And these diseases are not infected by any pathogens, and these diseases are affected by abiotic agents, like when a high temperature can be seen, and a dieback, and when some deficiencies means when copper deficiency in any plant, we can see the dieback symptoms. And also some sunburns, like when a high temperature, and some sunburns in leaves can be seen. Such type of diseases are called as a non-infectious disease. Then inoculum, and a pathogen or its part that can causes the infections, and that can causes the infections is called as an inoculum. That portion of an individual pathogens that are brought into contact with the host. When any host, and when any pathogens that come in contact with the host, and that will develops its growth means to causes a disease, such are called as an inoculum. Then the inoculum potential, which consisting of a number of propagules and their capacity to causes the infections. When number of propagules means when a pathogens will consider the will have a many propagules for the infections of a disease, and their capacity to causes the infections, and the capacity to causes the infections is called as an inoculum potential. Potential means a capability of that inoculum to causes a disease. And then a inoculate, to bring a pathogen into contact with the host plant or a plant organ. And we will do and the term used for this conditions is called as an inoculate, to bring a pathogen in contact with the host plant. This is an host plant leaf, and the to bring spores, this is an spores in contact with the host cells. These transferring of an spores into the host plant are bringing its contact with the host plant is called as an inoculate. Then the inoculation, the arrival or a transfer of an pathogens onto the host is called as an inoculations. The transfer of an pathogens onto the host, here inoculate is differ from the Inoculate means pathogens are coming in contact with the host cells, whereas inoculations is the arrival or the transfer of an pathogens into the host. Next is an isolations. Isolations means we know that isolations means separations. Separation of an pathogens from its host, and it's cultured on a nutrient medium. For our studies, we will isolate the any pathogens, and if we for example, and this is a diseased leaf, and from these diseased leaves, and we are isolating some part of an spores or some part of an diseased leaf, and that will cultured on a nutrient medium, and the separations of an pathogens and the separations of an pathogens from its host, and it's cultured on a nutrient medium, that will cultured on a nutrient medium for our studies or something, that is called as an isolations. Then a isolate, a single spore or a culture and a subculturing derived from it is called as an isolate. When we cultured some host and subculturing and obtaining some cultures, and then again transferred it into the another subculture is called as an this term, where the transfer of an spores and cultured spores into the another nutrient medium for again culturing is called as an isolate. Then a microscopic, next term is an microscopic. Microscopic means a very small, micro means a small, and can be seen only with the aid or the use of an microscopes, can't be seen by our naked eyes. Such kind of an organisms are called as a microscope. Microscopic organisms that can be only viewed by an microscopes, and for example, and the viruses can not be seen by our naked eyes and or even in a compound microscopes. It will require a electron microscopes for its observations and the studies. Such kind of an organisms are called as a microscopic organisms. Next term is an penetrations. Penetrations means a initial invasion of an host by the pathogens, and the initial, and if we consider this is an leaf of an plant, and the initial infections or the invasions, and the spores will invade into the tissue of an leaf. Such a term is called as an penetrations. Penetrations means a penetrate or go into, and the literal meaning of an penetrations means a go into, and the initial invasions means a go into of an host cell by an pathogens. Pathogens will go into the host plant, and it will develop multiply and leads to the disease development. And in after the penetrations, and the primary infections and the secondary infections can be seen. And the primary infections means the first infection of a plant by the overwintering or the oversummering pathogens. When a pathogen infect the plant, and the first infections of a plant by an overwintered pathogen is called as an primary infections, whereas in secondary infections means any infection caused by the inoculum produced as a result of an primary infections. And in any plant, and already primary infections is occurred, and the propagule or any substances that is obtained from the primary infections that will and then leads to the secondary infections is called as in secondary infections. And next term is in primary inoculum. Primary inoculum, a overwintering or a oversummering pathogen or its spores that causes the primary infections, and the inoculum is needed for the infections of a plant to causes a diseases, and the primary inoculum is needed for the exhibitions of an primary infections in a plant. Next term is in secondary infections. As I told earlier, an infection caused by a secondary inoculum, and the secondary inoculum will leads to the formations of an secondary infections in any plant. And secondary inoculum means a inoculum produced by the infection that took place during the same growing seasons, during the same growing seasons that infections will took place, and that inoculum or such state of causing a next infections is called as a secondary inoculum. Next time is in transmissions means a transfer or a spread of an pathogen from one plant to the another is called as in transmissions. We obviously know the some spores will transfer from one plant to the another plant. Such kind of an spreading of an pathogens from one plant to the another plant, or from a unhealthy plant or a diseased plant to the healthy plant is called as in transmissions. Next time is in culture, to artificially grow microorganisms on a prepared food materials, and on a prepared food materials means a nutrient medium, and the artificially we are growing the microorganisms by culturing or subculturings and on a prepared medium. For example, we need agar for the bacterium culture, and nutrient agar for the bacterials, and MRBA for a fungal culturing, like that. Then immune means cannot be infected by a given pathogens, and the immune is an it's an inner state of an any plant that will can't be infected by any pathogens. And when the immune systems of an any plant is strong means, and that is when a plant is resist to that pathogens, and for its infections is called as an immune. Then next term is an resistant, possessing the qualities that hinders the development of a given pathogens, and the certain qualities will be possessed by a plant itself, and plant itself that hinders or that decreases or that will completely devoid the development of an pathogens is called as a resistance. And resistance or the infected little or not at all, when and the pathogens will infect the plant means, and the plant will be infected little or not at all, because it will possessing certain invalid qualities in a plant itself. Next term is in susceptibility, lacking the inherent ability to resist the diseases. And susceptible plants, and here the susceptible plants will lack means not having the inherent ability to resist means avoid the diseases, and the plant are lacking the ability to avoid the disease attacked by any pathogens are called as susceptible plants, or which will having a non-immune nature. Immune means having a ability to resist the disease attackment, and where the susceptible plants are the non-immune in nature. Next term is in tolerance, the ability of the plant to sustain the effects of a disease without dying or the suffering the serious injuries or a crop loss after the pathogen invade into the any host, and the host will having the ability to sustain its effect, and the certain to sustain its effects and without dying or suffering the serious injuries, or the crop will not shows the losses or a unhealthiness can't be seen in such kind of an plants are called as tolerant plants. Tolerance means having the ability to bear that disease affections or a disease incidents. Then next term is disinfectant, a physical or a chemical agents, and that is an agents are used for the free of that frees a pathogens from the infections. The in anything the substances which may be a physical or a chemical substances that will free the plant or the organs or tissues and from the infections are called as a disinfectant. Then the disinfestant, and disinfestants and the disinfectant is different. And when a disinfestant the is the chemical agent that kill or the suppress or the inactivate the pathogens in the environment or on the surface of the plant, or on the surface of the plant or a plant organ are called as an disinfestants. And disinfectants are the agents that will kill the spores or the pathogens in the environment or the on the surface of a plant, that will not completely kill. And before the here and the term before the infection takes place is important, and the infestations is using the chemical agents before the infections of any pathogens that will avoid the further development or ability of an pathogens to causes a diseases or called as an disinfestant. And the disinfectants like used or the fungicides and the nematicides. Fungicides are the chemical used to kill the fungus, and especially for the fungus or a compound toxic to the fungus, and the some substances will produced by these kind of an fungicides which will toxic to the fungus growth and development. Then the nematicides, a chemical compound that kills the nematodes or called as nematicides. Next, a bactericides, a chemical that will obviously kill the bacteria or called as a bactericides. Next, a mycology, and the study of an fungus is called as a mycology. Means a mycology, and the father of an mycology is an P.A. Michaeli, or the science which deals with the study of an fungus which are causing a disease, which are causing a fungal disease to the plants, are called as a mycology. Here the myco means literally myco means fungus, logy means the study. So study of an fungus are called as a mycology. Next term is nematology, the science which deals with the study of nematodes, where we are studying the causal organisms of an nematodes or the disease, how it's infect or how we can manage, and such kind the such a science which deals with that subject matter are called as an nematology. Then a virology, and the study of an virus is called as an virology. Then a bacteriology, and the science which deals with the study of an bacteria and the study of an bacteria. Then the eradications means the control of an plant diseases by eliminating the pathogens after it is established. After the establishment is important, after the establishment of an any pathogens and its complete eliminations or the complete removal is called as an eradications, whereas an exclusions means before its infections, and we are preventing the disease to occur is called as an exclusions, a method of a disease preventions in which the pathogen or an infected plant material is excluded means removed or prevented from the crop. Further will be continued in a next video. I hope you all understood. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. AgriWings is there with you to fly with your dreams. Thanks for watching.